Good Friday morning, and welcome to embarking on another weekend here. A weekend of beautiful weather, I think, is coming our way. I hope that your weather as well is conducive to getting out and getting some air, clearing your mind, and talking to nature. It's a whole lot better than sitting in front of a news program that is going to tell you that the most important thing that's going to take place today is the meeting between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, which will take place today. They're on their way. The president embarked on the Air Force One just a short while ago and is expected to have a 5.5-hour flight out to Anchorage, Alaska, where he will meet with Putin. If you listen to the talking heads like Jen Psaki and that bunch over at MSNBC, CNN, and the like, they're all going to say, well, he's just going there for an appeasement deal with Vladimir Putin. Nothing will come out of it. And all of their expert pundits that have been so wrong for so long are not going along with any positives on this thing. But I pray, and I pray hard, that we will see a cessation to a war that has cost so many lives and disrupted so many towns in both Russia and the Ukraine. And I'm hoping, and I also pray, that we don't shove the wrong attitude toward him. Donald Trump knows what he's doing in these negotiation processes, and I don't believe that he is going to push NATO down Vladimir Putin's throat. This is the ruffle for the whole reason that this war took place. Well, that and the fact that we had Biden running things at the time and could care less about anybody dying in a war. He was in it for him, and as always, in all of his years in Congress, he was in it for Joe. And we have people out now with all of this nonsense that they're talking about. It's a threat to democracy. Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. As I've told you here many times, the threat to democracy sits in the seats of our Congress in some cases. We have some things going on there that are not kosher, such as stock trades and things that they get away with, and the reinstitute of laundered money that's coming through the Ukraine. It's a very corrupt society right there in the Ukraine now. Not that Russia or we are any better at it, but it needs a looking at. There is no threat to our democracy by anyone that is in the current cabinet positions that they are, or the presidency as it is right now. The threat to democracy is what's going on in your towns and cities around the country, such as Los Angeles, Illinois, New York. The push for communism and socialism in this day and age is not something that we should be looking forward to. However, we have a lot of people out there that do not want to give up the freebie gravy train that maybe some have been on for a very long period of time. And then you have states like California that are, these mayors and governors they expose themselves if you take a minute to listen. They are anti-American. They are anti-Constitution. And some of these idiots think that they're going to run for president in 28. Not a good situation to be looking at. But in California and New York and Illinois and places of that nature that are sanctuary cities, there is a fight right now about rounding up the illegals that are in this country. And we know that there's been over 1 million already deported from this country, but there's 20-some million that have came to this country without papers. And that is a crime. There were laws on the books at the time that were looked over, and it wasn't good. So now they are rounding these people up. They have been offered, folks, they have been offered $1,000 and a free plane ride home. They decided to stay illegal. The elites in the Democratic Party and in the Republican Party will tell you constantly, who will I get to cut my grass? Who will I get to do my gardening? Who will I get to do my laundry? Who's going to be cleaning my house? This is what they worry about. They're not worried about the livelihood of these people that have come into this country under the guise of, everything from amnesty to, protection against rival gang members that may hurt them if they go back to their country of origin. So what does that tell you? A rival gang member means that this person is in a gang. We saw this with the Baltimore father and that idiot that went down there to have margaritas at a table with a known MS-13 criminal. But he's the Maryland dad. This is what they try to pull past you every day with the aiding and abetting of mainstream media, or the news cycle, as it would be. The news is not what it was. The news will make you sick. The news will make you nervous and keep you in fear. That's their job now. It's no longer reporting what took place here and how did it happen. It's all opinions written by someone that we never see, delivered to us by actors and actresses that sit behind that camera and want to fool you. Do they do this intentionally? Probably not. They're overpaid actors. These people that are reporting their opinions in the news to you are making millions of dollars in most cases. If you look at the salaries that these people are garnering to come out there and feed you false information. And then they'll get somebody that was a press secretary out of a former administration, if you want to call it that, and put her on a major channel to lie about what's really happening in today's, and then bring guests on that are anti-current administration. This is not the news. This is opinions, and this is driving false information to keep you afraid of everything. The threat to democracy. Let's take a look here at just a sample of what's going on out there in California. It's not what it should be. That's all I'll say about it, but look here.
If you haven't had the chance to see the magnificence, the beauty of our great state, it's time to visit California.
Hi. Just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi. You're gonna be okay.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up, boss? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
I say that's the California way.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
What's wrong with you? People working! Go arrest the criminals! What the are you doing? All about this type of work!
Right behind you, brother.
You guys are cowards!
Hey, we're
All of you are cowards!
Watch out.
You got another one with him? Keep it going.
Well done, John. Well done.
Just outside of the downtown LA venue where Governor Gavin Newsom was actually holding a press conference today. And it appears that those Border Patrol agents are making arrests, illegal immigrants that I don't know if they were at this press conference, if they were in the area, but this is a very, as John put it when we first saw this video, a very in-your-face way to let, Democrats know that you are going to do your job, that you're going to carry out these Trump policies.
Not believe that this just happened to be a coincidence.
There is no way this was a coincidence. This was widely publicized that the governor and many of our other elected officials were having a press conference here to talk about redistricting, and they decided they were going to come and thumb their nose in front of the governor's face. Why would you do that? That is unbelievably disrespectful. It's a provocative act. They're talking about disorder in Los Angeles, and they are the source of the disorder in Los Angeles right now. This is just completely unacceptable. This is a administration, this is a Customs and Border Patrol that has gone amok. This absolutely has to stop. There was no danger here. There was no need to detain anyone here. And there was certainly no need to have a provocative act right here where the governor is having a press conference.
I already know what I want.
Okay, what'll it be?
I'll have a steak, please.
My God.
Now, that's a mayor that needs taken down. I mean, it is, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean voted out. She's done nothing for the city of Los Angeles at all, except protect the criminal element from being picked up, because she herself says, where are we going to get our gardeners and people to do this and that and the other thing? Slavery has been abolished. We're not bringing in immigrants from South America and parts all over the world that may be dangerous to us. Number one, we have an outlook on disease that we have to worry about. The reintroduction of the measles that were brought in by illegal aliens. And then we look at the fact that we have polio once again showing its face after eradication. And these people from third world countries may be bringing diseases or allergies that we are not aware of into this country, and we have to stay with it. But speaking of Jen Psaki, if you remember who she is, that redheaded idiot that was the press secretary originally for the failed administration in the past, She's on now and bringing people on, our rogue Democrats that will make up anything to make you feel that you may have to worry about this, that, or the other thing. And all while President Trump is going to a major meeting to stop a war that's taking place up in Russia and the Ukraine. This moron brings these type of people on. Take a look here.
He is a decompensating narcissistic sociopath. He is a very unwell person. I've been saying this for years. If you go through you don't want to diagnose him, but I think if you look at the diagnostic criteria for narcissistic personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder in the American Psychiatric Association's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, he fits every single one of them. It's like the criteria were made to describe him, and we can observe that just from 1 week, but we've been observing it now for 7 years. And what happens to these characters, and these are the type of people who become cult leaders, authoritarian dictators. These kinds of people ultimately go too far and they destroy themselves. And when they reach that point of no return where they're basically spiraling, they become delusional and they can become psychotic. And I think what we saw with this tweet yesterday is that last final collapse of Donald Trump's mental state.
Last final collapse of Donald Trump's mental state.
He's done. His brain is fried. I also think it's important that people understand why it is that this kind of federal overreach is bad. And it's bad because it consolidates power in a federal government. And as Americans, we have never wanted that to happen. We have always had a federal system where local authorities handle local things like crime and safety on the streets, public safety.
Come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead.
Last final collapse of Donald Trump's mental state. He's done. His brain is fried. Like crime and safety on the streets.
He thrusts his fist against the post and still insists he sees the ghosts. That's all it says over and over and over again.
My mom gave me that to say to help with my stutter.
No offense, pal. It ain't helping.
It's almost incredible when you stop and think about how bad the news media really is. You hear me talk about this constantly. You really have to have an advocate to look out for you, not only in healthcare, but in your news ingestion of what the news media wants you to believe. And how much can you believe it? How many channels can you flip through? And the interesting part to me is, as I have to research things every morning before I come to you with any ideas, I have to flip through those channels. And it's always amazed me how channel to channel they use the same wording. It's like someone scripted it and sent it to all three networks and their cable affiliates. It's the same words. That's not a coincidence, folks. Stop and think about that. And I think it was Russell Brand that actually filmed them on several screens at the same time, all repeating in unison the same words, and not good words, not conducive to a great country that we are. But that's Jen Psaki and her rogue people that she brings on to tell you doom and gloom. everything Trump bad. This is not how it is, folks. We know that. We watch a man in 6 months turn a sinking ship around and right it. Almost in 5 months, never mind 6. And yes, there's some things that were promised that are in the works but didn't happen on day one because it's blocked by sitting morons in robes that were put in by Obama and Biden, who decided to block any efforts or any executive orders that were written to make things happen faster. They put the stumbling blocks in their way. So you have to go to the Supreme Court. You got to go to the appeals court. This is what's holding up some of the Make America Great Again processes that are in the works. If they stop the lawsuits against a president, and now their new deal is all about, well, we'll let it ride through the midterms and see where we go. And then if it doesn't go the Democratic way, they will now, for a third time, try and impeach Donald Trump. Now, who they get to do this and put that in, it could be anybody from that idiot with the cane that's always yelling, or you name it. There's a bunch in there that are bad news for this country, bad news for the state that elected them, and they continue to bring havoc and stumbling blocks in the way of fixing what's wrong in this country right now. Number one was pricing. We know that. Food pricing has stabilized. It's not as bad as everyone wants on the news channel to make you think it's out of control. It's not out of control. It's stabilized. The prices of eggs are affordable again. But most importantly, when you get in your car and turn the key to go to work in the morning, which you all should be doing, and those of you that are sitting there playing video games or making TikTok broadcasts that, well, it's good for us because we use it here in Stupid Town because they are ridiculous in most cases. But you cannot believe or trust anybody that will be anti-American sitting in a seat of power, such as our Congress. And we have Tlaib, and we have AOC, and Ilhan Omar, Jayapal. These people are not America First people. These people own alliance, and now we have one from Guatemala doing the same thing. If they think that their country is the most important thing to them, they need to go to their country, run for office there, not take a seat in our Congress, and make bad decisions and fight against what needs to be accomplished to make America great again. And it's becoming great again. And that'll bring us to our segment of What Does It All Meme? We run this every day for you now because it brings into perspective some things that are going on all around you every day of the week now. It's no longer you have to wait a month to figure out who's unhappy with what, because they come right out now and make it very well known through social media and the like. But here we go, and let's see what it all means.
leaving my kids, my family, my house, my job, my cat, and everything else just to fucking drive to DC right now.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
Driving from Michigan to Washington, DC because 47 is a piece of shit.
I didn't do fucking shit.
What the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi's? Is what the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi?
You better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Oh my god. Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very fucking simple.
Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So yes.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? If that's their new star, they're in serious trouble.
Is there anything you're trying to pass?
Trying to pass? No. I'm just not gonna lie. We right now have a white supremacist that is sitting in the White House. I am tired of the white boys.
I think they're going to end up being a minor party if they keep going like this.
I am told this is a garbage disposal.
I hope you enjoyed that outlook on what's taken place in the last couple of weeks. I sure do. And, we hear this Donald Trump is a threat to democracy all of the time. Out of every one of these Democrats that come to the microphone to spit and holler about their lifestyles being disrupted, USAID being disrupted, These people have benefited from this, whether it is in donations to their campaigns or in another fashion, which I don't know how they do it, but they manage to get very wealthy sitting in the seats that they're in. And vis-a-vis, this is why they do not want to leave. It's plain, simple, and in front of your eyes right now. The curtain's been pulled back. We see behind the curtain for the first time. There was a lot of corruption and ugliness going on in the hallowed halls of our Congress for many years, but the last 4, that really took it to a new level. And thank God the voters in this country woke up and understood we needed that change. Whether or not that change can be fully accomplished in the 4 years he has to do it, I am very hopeful that most of it will be accomplished. We have a man that works, I don't know if he even sleeps, all of the time, which is a pleasant turn of events since we watched somebody lay on a beach all week, doing nothing but making bad decisions and bad comments. But there you go. And there's no threat to democracy in this country at all, except for the foreigners and squad that we have sitting in the seats of Congress right now. And I urge every voter in their states where they exist, and I guess redistricting and gerrymandering is the only way we can get around these populations of Somalians and Palestinians that set up conclaves in these states, and they use their voting population to get into office. That has to be looked at some point, and somebody has to redraw some districts there, because that is just not acceptable to have foreigners with first allegiance to their country of origin making laws in our country against our constitutional preferences. And with that, it's really interesting. But you look at somebody like this Representative Slotkin that was out there on some kind of a talking tour, and it's unbelievable. I can't even explain it, but you can see it right here.
The debate now among Democrats is, how do you answer the following question? Is Donald Trump an existential threat to democracy?
Oh, come on. Look, I mean, I don't even know how I'm supposed to respond to that.
In his second term? Or is Donald Trump's second term, oh, a fly on me. Is Donald Trump's second term bad, but like his first term, survivable if we just wait it out?
How lame would that be? You're lame for thinking that.
Right? And I just want you to know, from your senator, as someone who sits in that room on your behalf, I am in camp number 1. He is an existential threat to democracy.
Well, she has really let the cat out of the bag in some aspects. So we have a great visit to Stupid Town today. There's an awful lot to put up. I had a hard time this morning editing and putting it together. There's so much more that I could have put into it, but we don't have that kind of time in a half-hour program here to bring you that. But you'll enjoy this exit today. Let's take the exit right now to Stupid Town.
stop eating out and rent's $2,000 a month. Oh, save for retirement, and yet you can barely save for next week. Go buy a house. Every house is $500,000, brother. I'm not asking for a handout, man. We're asking for a freaking fair shot at life. Our parents did not work harder than we work right now. They were simply just given a better chance. Their wages covered their lives, their bills, their hobbies, their passions. Our wages barely cover our freaking bills for the month, dude. No amount of budgeting can...
You gonna do anything about this, Congress, or is the separation of powers failed us and we the people up? Because at this point, my babies are not going to be drafted into a fucking war. Neither is my husband.
Son, there ain't no draft no more.
There was one?
Frankly. And we the people, find community. Get chummy with your local farmers. You're going to need to know people that have a line on food, okay? You're going to start needing chickens in your backyard. You're going to start rage gardening, okay? We're going to basically, go back to the land like our ancestors did. And we're going to hope and pray. You're going to pool resources and we're going to buy large plots of land, okay? Because we can't really do anything with the teeny tiny little fucking plots that they give us now, okay? And we're just going to have to, find a village. And if you don't have a village like me, well then, hope somebody adopts you and your family from Norway, I guess. I don't...
Just so everyone's clear and on the same page, if you voted for Donald Trump in either election, you're a bad person. If you continue to support Trump in his antics while he's currently in office, you're a bad person. If you have a problem with the protests going on in LA right now, with what's going on with ICE, and you're okay with what ICE is doing, you're a bad person. If you find what's going on in Gaza okay and you don't have a problem with it, you're a bad person. It's no longer about politics, it's about human decency and just having basic empathy and morals. It's no longer a gray area.
Because together, as we go back to our communities, we are imagining, creating, and building forward systems of care, of love, of support, of dignity that we need to thrive in spite of the war that's being waged against our communities.
That doesn't even make any sense!
In my own district, in District 3, we've stood up rapid response efforts to defend our communities against Trump.
You clearly don't like this country or identify yourself with it.
It's why Tom Homan hates me so much. He says, we come to Chicago, but Chicago's too educated on their rights because he hopes that we don't know our rights so they can violate them.
Nobody thought that.
Well, Tom Homan, let me tell you, all over the country, we will continue to stand up for our rights and we will continue to call out the terrorist organization that is ICE.
I mean, for us members of Congress, for me, who is a daughter of immigrants, who half my family is still undocumented.
Hey, Chihuahua!
In my own district, in District 3, we've stood up rapid response efforts to defend.
She looked like your mother, your aunties, your cousins, your nieces. Any black woman in your family, she looked like me. I am very happy that she's there. She's 12 feet tall. She's very intimidating. When you walk by her, you just gotta respect her. You don't laugh at her. And the only person that should really be mad is a black woman. And we're not mad. They see us. Every single day when they go to work, they see us. She's us. And she's black. And she's tired. We are tired. You didn't think we was tired? That's art. If you cannot understand how artistic and creative that statue is, kick rocks. That's art. Black women are art. Whether she had an afro puff or a dress on with a push-up bra, she's still gonna be there. They chose us before they put a 12-foot man. That's good. They would have never did that. New York is really lit. I love my city. I love my city. We used to have colonizers and slave owners at statues on 14th Street, Union Square, and 42nd Street. They had George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. We yanked them bitches down. Now there's George Floyd and that black lady. Love it. Anytime somebody fixed their teeth to say something disrespectful about a black woman, is your statue there? I don't see a statue that look like you there. I'm cool with that statue. That's power.
Question for those of us who are parents that have kiddos starting school in a couple of weeks. Where are we going to get school supplies? Normally, I've just gone to Target, but obviously we're not going back to Target. And I got a list that I need to go. So where do we go? Where are we going? Can't go to Target. Where are we going?
Well, that's our visit to Stupid Town. And remember, if you're barbecuing this weekend and you're local here in East Tennessee, don't forget Lazy J Farms and Butcher Shop, and order some meat for the grill. It's fabulous. And I'm going to wish you all a wonderful, blessed weekend. And please pray that the meeting today between our president and President Putin come to an agreement to stop the death and destruction that is taking place in their countries. Whether or not Zelensky will go along with this, we have to pray that he will, because it's not doing his people any good to continue this war. And it's a terrible thing. War is a terrible thing. It's ugly. It's destructive. And it's not Christ-like in any stretch of the means. But pray, and pray hard, for our leaders across the world, that they can be enlightened enough to learn how to live in unity with all of God's children. And with that, God bless you all, and remember, stay safe, stay strong, and come back to the Kaiser Report for some more looks into Stupid Town and what the real threat to democracy really is.